Welcome, brothers and sisters, to Morning Heart Devotion. And to start, we'd like to offer greetings to our Heavenly Parent and true parents. 천징 참부님께 겸배 바로. And to lead us in the family pledge, I'd like to invite up Reverend Milhan Stevens.
가정맹세 1. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 본향 땅을 찾아 본연의 창조의 상인 지상 천국과 천상 천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다. 2. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 중심, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 3. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 4대 심정권과 3대 왕권과皇족권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 4. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 창조의 상인 천주대 가족을 형성하여 자유와 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 5. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 천상세계와 대상적 지상세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진화할 것을 맹세하나이다. 6. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님의 대신 가정으로서 자녀를 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 7. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 본연의 혈통과 연결된 위하는 생활을 통하여 심정문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 8. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 자녀극 시대를 맞이하여 절대 신앙, 절대 사랑, 절대 복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지상 천국과 천상 천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Thank you, Reverend Milhan. And to open us up in prayer, I'd like to invite up Mrs. Vera Tsumagari. So Mrs. Tsumagari, if you can please unmute and offer the opening prayer. Mrs. Tsumagari, are you able to unmute?
Okay, yes. 기도합시다. Loving Heavenly Parent, Parent of heaven and earth, and all humankind, we come before you with our hearts wide open, filled with anticipation of what you have prepared for us today. Your words are always filled with love, and we wish to digest them well. In pioneering the path of true parents all their lives, true father and true mother have walked a very thorny path. However, no matter how much pain and how many difficulties they experienced, they never gave up, always persevered, and thus they were able to claim the victory and found a place deeply nestled in your bosom. We long for that too. We wish to inherit that kind of heart of our true parents. So on this path of restoration, there are still some thorns remaining, and it is up to us to clear that path for the future generations. The true Father is really the King of prayer, and I'd just like to read just a few words that touch my heart so much. The Father said, "We honestly hope and desire, Father, that you will allow us to become your children who long for the kind of relationship where you see us looking like that and you rush to embrace and calling us my sons and daughters. And you can hold our cheek next to yours and embrace us tightly while weeping. So we have come to a place here to pursue a relationship of eternal roots, which cannot be pulled out even if one tries. A relationship where we cannot be separated from you, even if we tried. We miss our true Father so much. But being with our true Mother has exactly the same heart. We wish to follow her desire and her wish. But please guide us, Heavenly Parent, so we can be strong and find a way to become true children of yours. I offer this prayer in the name of Ichinoi and Virat Sumagai, a blessed Central family. Amen. And adieu.
Thank you so much, Vera Chumagari, for your really tearful prayer. 감사합니다. Always you are such an artistic lady. 감사합니다, Vera.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Tsumagari, for that beautiful opening prayer. And with that, brothers and sisters, we'd like to take this time to go into our breakout rooms to be able to share any gratitude and appreciation we have. So if you're prompted to join a breakout, please click join. And if you're unable to at this time, please take time to write down your gratitude points. So let's go into our breakouts. And welcome back, brothers and sisters. I hope you had a wonderful time sharing your gratitude and appreciation of one another. And to share first, I'd like to invite up Mr. Dominic Barber. So, Mr. Barber, if you can please unmute and share.
ceremony are confused. Impressed, but it was just commitment ceremony.
Good morning, everybody. Here I am at Belvedere, but I'm not outside right now. This is just a picture. Yes, I was just sharing with Yasu that I'm very grateful for people I can talk to and have deep communication with. And not everybody in my life is people that I can deeply communicate with, but there are some, and they are truly precious to me. So I'm very grateful for that. I'm also grateful, I didn't share this, but for my spiritual son, who is, he loves Belvedere so much, he came on his half day off yesterday to help me water these trees that we planted and work on our new greenhouse project. And he just came because he loves it so much and he wants to participate in that project. And he's so positive and generous and enthusiastic about everything. I'm happy to have him in my life.
Thank you, Dominic. I miss Belvedere so much. Thank you for your taking care of the Belvedere area. Thank you. Also, I think there is really a lot of blooming now. I really want to see so beautiful flowers. Thank you, Dominic, Barbara. 감사합니다.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Barber, for that wonderful sharing. And yeah, always taking care of our true parents' home and our home of Belvedere. And to share next, I'd like to invite up Mrs. Barbara Marks. So Mrs. Marks, if you can please unmute and share.
Good morning, everyone. Dr. Yong.
Wow, Barbara, long time no see. How are you?
Very well, thank you, Dr. Young.
Yeah.
Dominic pulled my gratitude points out of me today by showing his background and the beautiful Belvedere in spring. This was my first home when I came to America in 1974. And after the training, I kept wanting to return to Guyana, and my grandfather appeared to me and he said, "Because of you, I am here." And he showed me his home. He was in a very beautiful place. And I realized that because of the divine principle and because I was there with true parents, that's why he could be there. So I'm grateful for ancestral liberation. But one of the other things that I shared was that one day I was in the dining hall and I was setting the table, and I was at the point where somebody wanted to pass behind me, and I felt the person hold me by my shoulders and move me aside. I thought, who? I turned around, it was True Mother.
Oh, really? Wow, beautiful.
Yeah, and then another time, Father was sitting on Mother's Rock talking to members, and their sister in charge of the kitchen, I think Yoko Maida, she said, "Barbara, could you take some water to True Father?" So I went out to take the water to him, and Father looked at me with this twinkle in his eyes. He said, "I want 7-Up." I went back inside to get the 7-Up. And Yoko was beside her. She said, "Mother is not going to be happy about this. Mother doesn't want you to drink soda." Anyway, I waited patiently and I got the 7-Up. I took it back out and took it back to Father, and he was so happy he drank the 7-Up.
Wow.
One last thing which I didn't share was that at that time in 1974, Father would call us up to the rock anytime. He said, "Tell the trainees to meet me at the rock." So this one day I was running up the hill, my head was down, and didn't realize that Father was coming out at the same time, and I was very close. and I felt a very strong hit. I almost keeled over, and I looked up, and it was one of the security guards, Jerry Sidney. I was so shocked. I thought, wait a minute, I'm not an enemy. I'm here living at Belvedere. How come? So he didn't say anything. And then years later, when I met him, apparently he had taken a picture of me giving the water, the 7-Up the True Father.
Yeah.
And he gave me that picture, and I said, Jerry, you can hit me anytime.
Wow, beautiful.
My gratitude points.
Yeah, Barbara, you have a longing heart for true
Yes.
father, true mother. That's why you can have such kind of a beautiful dream. Barbara, really, you need to take care of yourself very well. I'm really concerned about you.
I know.
Thank you so much, Barbara. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Marsh, for sharing your gratitude points in the form of these precious memories and testimonies. And thank you all, brothers and sisters, for sharing your gratitude and uplifting the spirit. And now we want to prepare our hearts and our minds to receive our main message from internal guidance from our morning heart devotion from our regional president of North America, Dr. Chonshik Yong. Welcome, Dr. Yong.
안녕하세요. Good morning, my dear brothers and sisters, clergy and ambassador for peace. 안녕하십니까? Yesterday, I had a breakfast with 4 families. This couple is Sumio, Yasuko, Kono. Wow, that is a beautiful couple. So look at that. And this couple is, everybody know, Peter and Monica Lewis. Yes, they are a beautiful couple. And then Monica a little bit more stronger than Lewis, but I think Peter. But they really get along very, very well and take care of children so well. Thank you so much, Peter and Monica. She is Eva Clark, Heavenly Clark. I love her. She's so much dedicating and really also love morning devotion. And then this man, I thought he was a Chinese guy. He is Michio Sato. He's a Japanese guy, and then he came and we share beautiful things. Thank you so much, Michio Sato. Today, I'd like to talk about God's ideal family and the kingdom of the peaceful ideal world from True Mother's Anthology, Volume 2. Let's start it.
God's model ideal family and nation and the peace kingdom. In this way, God's ideal of creation to establish a true family in that first generation through Adam and Eve, a family through which he could eternally pass on his lineage, was frustrated. The only way to relieve his sorrow is to restore and establish a true family unrelated to the lineage of Satan. Herein lies the reason why all of us need to establish true families, which is God's ideal of creation. Herein also lies the fundamental object and purpose of the founding of the Universal Peace Federation. Genesis 1:27 of the Old Testament tells us, "So God created man in his own image, male and female, he created them." From observing God's creation as expressed in this passage, we can conclude that God is a being who comprises the essence of one man and one woman. Having these attributes, God could not enjoy a solitary life. Therefore, he created the universe as his object partner. That is, he created all things in the universe in the position of an object partner in image, and in the midst of this environment, he created human beings as his object partners in substance. In this manner, the first masculine representative created by God as his object partner in substance was Adam, and the feminine representative he created was Eve. God had an objective in mind when he created man and woman as separate beings.
Yes, thank you. The reason why all of us need to establish true families, which is God's ideal of creation, is the fundamental object and the purpose of the founding of the Universal Peace Federation. Genesis 1:27 of the Old Testament tells us, so God created man in his own image, male and female, he created them. From observing God's creation as expressed in this passage, we can conclude that God is a being who comprises the essence of one man and one woman. God could not enjoy a solitary life, and therefore he created the universe as his object partner. This means that a man cannot meet God. You please listen carefully. This means that a man cannot meet God without becoming one with a woman. And a woman cannot meet God without becoming one with a man. Then how do you meet the invisible God in substance? God is found in the union of a man and a woman. Therefore, God cannot be found elsewhere. Where else can a husband and wife, where else can a husband find God when he has his wife by his side? And where else can a wife find God when she has her husband by her side? The fall of man did not happen alone. Humans have fallen as a man and woman. Therefore, even for restoration, unless a man and a woman become one from a position of a husband and wife, there is no way to ever restore them. Since the original sin had the fallen nature of the human being were also caused by a husband and wife, the problem of original sin and the fallen nature can never be solved unless the husband and wife become one. This is really incredible guidance. My brothers and sisters, okay, without marriage, without receiving blessing, I try to eliminate my own fallen nature. There is a very much limited. Maybe you can remove certain your fallen nature, but that is not everything. Original sin comes from husband and wife together. That's why in order to restore back yourself, without your spouse, without your husband, without your wife, there's a limitation to remove your original sin, even your whole fallen nature. That's why husband and wife are best way to remove your fallen nature through serving each other. Oh, since I came to know this clear explanation, and then I changed my mindset, to remove my fallen nature, not just only focus on myself, through serving and loving, attending my spouse. This is the best way to remove my fallen nature. And also, where can find God? And a male and female union, that is God. That's why my wife beside me, where I'm looking for God. What are you talking about? Where's your God? Your God is your wife. Your God is your husband. Without your husband, where are you looking for God? This is really nonsense. Our divine principle really teaching very clearly about dual characteristics. A human being coming sin not by alone, coming sin with pairs, with a pair. Husband and wife together commit the sin. That's why restoration also need to restore together, husband and wife. Remove fallen nature, husband and wife together. How to find God together with husband and wife. This is incredible, explanation about this one. That's why without understanding pair system, dual characteristics, you cannot understand what Father is talking about. Therefore, in a position where husband and wife do not become one, there is no way to ever meet God. And there's no way to get rid of your fallen nature. If you are single, you will never be able to meet God and become the substantial God who can walk through your body. Of course, individually you can meet God, but very much limited, not really substantial feel about that. Then where really can feel God's heart? When you really come along and unite together with your husband and wife. This is the best way. This is a truly amazing concept, amazing guidance given by our true parents. We are lucky guys. We already know everything. Just we need more. That's why we need only practice to remain, right, my brothers and sisters? Wow. Without marriage, without receiving blessing, no way to completely remove original sin. Original sin cannot be removed by alone. Without your wife, impossible. Without your husband, impossible. All fallen nature come out in the family, right? Between husband and wife, between parents and children, and Cain killed Abel. That's why family is the best place to remove my sin, my brothers and sisters. Living divine principle, God's work of salvation. Let's study EDP.
God's work of salvation is the providence of restoration. God intended to create a world of goodness and experience from it the utmost joy. Yet due to the human fall, the world came to be filled with sin and sorrow. If the sinful world were to continue forever in its present state, then God would be an impotent and ineffectual God who failed in his creation. Therefore, God will save this sinful world by all means. To save a person suffering under the yoke of sin means to restore him to his original sinless state. Thus, God's work of salvation is the providence of restoration. The human fall was undoubtedly the result of human mistakes. Nevertheless, God also assumes some responsibility for the outcome because it was he who created human beings. God, the eternal subject partner, created us to live eternally because he wanted to share eternal joy with human beings as his object partners. Therefore, God saves fallen people and restores them to the original pure state in which he initially created them. God's purpose of creation is the establishment of the kingdom of heaven, which in its totality is God's good object partner. The center of God's kingdom on earth is to be human beings. Ever since the fall of the first human ancestor frustrated this will, the primary goal of the providence of restoration has been nothing less than to rebuild the kingdom of heaven on earth. Jesus told his disciples to pray, "Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven." His words testify that the goal of the providence of restoration is the establishment of the kingdom of heaven on earth.
Yes. Recently, we are talking about salvation, right? There are like 8 steps to go. And today, we are talking about God's plan for salvation. Today, we will learn about cosmic salvation. Salvation of the both physical world and spiritual world, not just only centered on physical world. So God's salvation and need to save the physical world and spiritual world as well. Salvation of our ancestors. So I think this is really, I think other religions they do not think about that. But true parents allow us to really, ask us to save our ancestors and liberate our ancestors, not just only liberating, let them receive the blessing. That's why our ancestor blessing is really, really incredible meaning. Many of them go to the hell, right? Many of them. then who's really save them? When we do ancestor liberation and blessing ceremony, and then according to testimony, I work closely with many of them. I think more than 90%, they are living in the hell. Then how to save them? When our blessed family liberate our ancestor and giving the blessing to them, then some of them are in the hell of the hell. But because of the ancestral liberation blessing ceremony, after they receiving blessing, can you imagine? From the hell of the hell, all of a sudden jump to the top of the growth stage. Wow, how much elevated their position because of the blessing. And then these ancestors really cry and cry and cry, really full of gratitude. That ancestor really bow down to his descendant. Because of you, I liberate from the hell. Thank God. Thank you so much. They really tearfully appreciate. This is ancestor liberation ceremony. Any ancestor receive the blessing from earthly world, then their position really elevate to more than top of the growth stage. This is the power of the blessing. Can you imagine just one day, 1 second? This is the meaning of the blessing. That's why when you liberate your ancestor and go to spiritual world, all ancestors line up and then bow down to you. Because of you, I liberated. Thank you so much. 430 generation ancestors really bow down to you. Thank you, my descendant. You are the one who, know true parents. Because of you, I liberated. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you again. And tears and tears and tears. We did not open spiritually, right? That's what we do not know. But demons say how much they are crying and crying and crying because really they feel overjoy and appreciation. True Mother emphasized that all blessed families should register at Chonbo 1, right? This is our final goal. This is one of the kind of the cosmic salvation too. And then next level is Satan's salvation. We liberate all earthly world and physical world, right? And then finally we need to save even Satan. Loving enemy. Satan is enemies, right? Natural subjugation of the Satan through love. So even Satan, who is Satan? Lucifer, okay? Archangel Lucifer also need to save him. And then Satan needs salvation. God cannot do it for Satan, only through the Messiah, only through parents. Because only the Messiah can become mediator between God and, the Archangel Lucifer. Even hell had to be restored, right? So let's study Father's word.
Who will be able to end the battle between the good God and the evil God? Neither God nor Satan can do that. Then who can? Without a master of love who initiates and leads with true love and whom all humanity can follow, the battle between God and Satan cannot end. Unless we are freed from this conflict, peace will remain an impossible dream in this world and in history. The word ideal is just an abstract and sentimental term. So God sends someone who substantiates true love. Our main belief is in the coming of the Messiah or Savior. The Savior does not just save people, but also liberates God. The Savior is overall in charge of setting God free and terminating evil.
Yes. Who will be able to end the battle between the good God and the evil God? Neither God nor Satan can do that. The battle between good and evil requires the Messiah to come and pay indemnity on behalf of all mankind and then mediate between God and human beings. So in the Bible, the Messiah expressed as a mediator. Without the master of love who initiates and leads with true love and whom all humanity can follow, the battle between God and Satan cannot end. The Savior does not just save people, but also liberates God. And even Satan must be saved. Even reconciliation between God and Satan must eventually be done by the Messiah as a mediator. So between God and Satan is like water and oil. Cannot solve the problem. That's why need a Messiah, need to have the mediator. The Savior is overall in charge of setting God free and terminating evil. That's why without Messiah, even God cannot be liberated. Even human being cannot be liberated. Even Satan cannot be liberated. Wow, this is the power of the Messiah. How important it is, right? God needs a Messiah. Satan also finally needs a Messiah. Each one of human beings also needs a Messiah. In some sense, Messiah is really greatest being. Today's youth ministry, the most important thing in children's education. Let's study.
The most important thing in children's education. The most important thing in children's education is to make children respect their mother. When your children think of their mother, the mother has to make them feel that she is the best. That's why children should live like they must always ask their mother for permission. When children respect their mother, they are drawn to her more and more. There is no need to push the kids to do anything. When the mother is a mother of love, the children can be dragged along without even realizing it and just want to be with her. However, if the mother does not have love, the children will not go to their mother. An idealistic mother cannot raise her children to be filial sons and daughters. Therefore, mothers must raise their children artistically. Ideals and feelings are different. The idea is just going to church with your head. Because I was blessed, I feel like I must go to church, so I go to church compulsory. As a result, my heart is not there. Like so, if the mother is idealistic, the family will wither. Children in such a family play separately from their mothers. Children will just be with children, while mothers will just be with mothers. But you must know that love is absolute. Love is really precious. And if you really love someone, you can't assert yourself. You can never do anything because you feel like it. If children truly love their parents, they will never disobey their parents.
Yes. How do you determine whether a fruit tree is good or bad? You can tell by seeing the whether it bears fruit well or not, right? Likewise, whether parents is true parents or not can be determined by seeing whether their child is a filial or not. Therefore, the important thing in children's education to make children respect their mother. The challenge is how to make children feel that their mother is the best when they think about her. When children respect their mother, they are drawn to her. When you become a respected mother, you don't have to push them to do this or that. So how can a mother be respected by her children? This is possible only when a mother is a friend with whom the children can always exchange their 심정, heart, with. And when a mother raises her children with the heart of the filial piety in front of heaven, no other way. However, if the mother does not have love, the children will not go to the mother. An ideological mother, just conceptual, an ideological mother cannot raise her children to be filial sons and daughters. Therefore, mother must raise their children artistically. Ideals and feelings are different. An ideal is just going into church with your head. Because you were blessed, you feel like you must go to church. So you go to church compulsorily. As a result, your heart is not there. Like so, if the mother is idealistic, just conceptual, the family is withered. Children, such a family place separated from their mothers. Children will just be with children, while mothers will just be with mothers. When you realize that love is really precious and true love your partner, the concept of you disappears in front of other person, and only the desire to serve them remains. You can never assert yourself. If children truly love their parents, they will never, ever disobey their parents. This is a really key point. Your children really respect you. Your children really respect mother. Your children really respect father. If really your children respect, they always follow you. They do not disobey you. That's why how can we really raise our children something like that? Children do not respect father and mother. They do not listen father and mother's opinion. They go their own way. Even though it looks like they are good child, but do not respect you. This is the problem. Yeah, even though word is like that, but action is not simple matter, right, my brothers and sisters? Next.
In order to raise true children, mothers must cry a lot over the sorrow of God. A mother must shed a lot of tears to raise her child to become a child who is unknowingly attracted to her mother like a magnet. Whether a mother is sleeping or awake, she has to cry a lot over the sorrow of God. So at home, mothers have to nurture themselves as the original me with tears. Believers should value raising the original self. Humans have two faces. There's the original self and the self who has fallen nature. There's the ideal person and the true person centered on the heart. A true person is a person whose heart is stimulated along with the truth and moves voluntarily. On the other hand, an idealistic person is a person who does not ingrain the truth in their hearts. They only understand and act with their head.
Yes. True father says that, for a mother to raise a true child, she must first weep over heaven's forlorn heart. It is said that if a mother has a record of shedding many, many, many tears for God, and she can raise her children to be filial sons and daughters. Wow. This is really very high level, right? Spiritually, really high dimension. As a mother, always shed tears for the sake of God and console him, comfort him, and then always console Heavenly Father's suffering, true parents' suffering, and that kind of tears all the time, in front of true parents' photo every morning. If children see that kind of mother's figure, wow. But this is not simple, right? My brother said, this is not simple. Really, even myself, really not easy to raise up children in such a way. What's the best way to raise up children? really you need to have a lot of tears and console God and comfort God and really always communicating with God. Then this kind of environment really influence your spouse, influence your children. Wow. One day, and then I came to my prayer room and my home, and then my daughter crying and crying in front of two parents' photo. I feel that, wow, my heart has become, how to say, really, I feel she's very much dignified. Prayer has that kind of power, dignified. That's why really mother really love God, love true parents. And the children feel that, oh, my mother is very holy. My father is very holy. And then children respect the parents. In order to raise your children well, when the children see their mother, she must always be worshiping and praying and shedding tears for heaven. When they see this, the children will be attracted to the mother like a magnet without knowing. That's why mothers have to cry a lot over God's sorrow, whether they are sleeping or waking up. Everyone is drawn to those who care about them, love them, and offer them sincere devotion. Even though I'm saying like that, even though I share Father's word like that, practice is not simple, right? That's why you really upgrade your level of your heart and your mind. As much as you upgrade your level of love and heart, that much you can influence your children, right? And humans have two faces. There is the original self and the self who has a fallen nature. There is the ideal me and the true me centered on heart. A true person is a person whose heart is stimulated along with the truth and moves voluntarily. On the other hand, an idealistic person, like kind of conceptual kind of guy, is a person who does not ingrain the truth in their hearts. They only understand and act with their head. Next.
Idealistic faith and heartistic faith. At first, we listen to the word and have a concept of it, but we have to go deeper into by connecting that concept in our heart. However, when many people listen to the word, they end up with just the concept. You have to go one step further from the level of concept to the level of heart, but not everyone is like that. Then what is truth? It is truth that comes from the heart. What kind of person is an idealistic person? Even if they listen to the word, they just judge rationally and flow in a formal way. We have heard and we have been warned by True Father many times that we should not lead an idealistic life, but we did not realize it. If you accept the word with your heart, you cannot help but shed tears. These are tears in the truth. A person without tears cannot be a true person.
Yes. At first, we listen to the word. We gain the concept, right? But we have to go deeper into it by centering on the concept in our heart. At first, anyone hears the word, they accept it conceptually. The next step is the concept stage where we need to be conscious of it and meditate on the word. The next step is to keep conscious of the word you have been moved by, meditate on it, and repeat them and over and over and over and again until it becomes a good habit. And if you continue to practice a good habit, you will feel the word emotionally. However, when many people listen to the word, they end up with just the concept. You have to go one step further from the level of concept to the level of heart. But not everyone can do that. Then what is the truth? It is the truth that comes from the heart. What kind of person is an idealistic person? Even if they listen to the word, they just judge rationally and flow in a formal way. We have heard and have been warned by True Father many times that we should not lead an idealistic life, but we did not realize it. If you accept the word with your heart, you cannot help but shed tears. These are tears in the truth. A person without tears cannot be a true person. Next.
The course of rebirth is always accompanied by tears. When we hear the words of true parents, our original nature is to be moved and empathize with them with tears. Only then will you experience being born again through the word. True rebirth is not something that someone pushes. It is not possible to become a rebirth person just because someone forcefully beats you and pushes you to become one. Because the people who are rebirth in the life of faith always sympathize with each other heartistically. There are always tears. A believer without tears tries to avoid pain. If you are about to get hit, you try to avoid it. Such faith is not the right path. That kind of path just tries to set conditions. Even if you receive a blessing, there are times when people are pushed to receive it by invitation from their family or relatives. It is difficult to resurrect oneself internally and heartistically if one receives the blessing not through the experience of rebirth, but because one was pushed by the environment and pushed by the spirit world. Since true parents needed indemnity conditions to fulfill heaven's providence, including the 36 families, they conditionally filled the number and found and raised up people who would receive blessings. So many outsiders were included.
Yeah, thank you, Heavenly Honey. Our original nature is moved and emphasized with the tears when we hear the original word. Words that are, sympathetic to the heart always lead to the experience of being born again. Words that are sympathetic to the heart always lead to the experience of rebirth. A true rebirth does not become a rebirth just because someone forcefully beats you and pushes you away. A rebirthed person in the life of faith must, sympathize with the heart and voluntarily come from the heart. When you encounter original word while conflicting over your life, your original nature explodes with joy and gratitude and emotion, and you emphasize with tears. Or believers without tears try to avoid a painful place. If you are about to get hit, you try to avoid. Such faith is not the right path. That kind of faith just try to set conditions. It's easy to get biased, biased toward just a formality. Such a life of faith makes it difficult to resurrect oneself internally and artistically. Today, we are really important in talking about the course of the rebirth always accompanied by tears, right? And also today, also I mentioned that the most important thing in children's education. Wow, how our children really respect their parents, then our education is already over. When you raise up your sons and daughters as a filial sons and daughters and become true parents, then everything is over. That's why our purpose of life, how to raise our children as a filial sons and daughters. When you raise up your children as your filial sons and daughters, respect you and love you, inherit everything, then my portion of responsibility is already completed. That's why how can we become true father, true mother, true parents? That is our final goal. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yong, for again sharing us such precious true parents' words and explaining it so that it's really understandable and applicable to our lives. And to now receive our living testimony, we will be hearing from Mr. Nassar Zamarad, who serves as the UPF coordinator in Los Angeles, and he will be reporting on the UPF event he hosted there, which included Dr. Yong as well as all the various affiliate organizations. So Mr. Zamarad, if you can please unmute and share.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Yong, to give me this opportunity to share about that event we have on March 25th, 2023. The title was Unified Leadership Summit. I'd like to a little bit share about my background. I'm from Iran. What's that? Yeah. I'm originally from Iran, Muslim background, and I joined the movement 1976, 77. And Susan Pfefferman was the leader in Iran, and she is my spiritual mother. And I really, really admire her because she was the only one, actually, she could keep me in this movement. And I really felt that God spoke through her. And she educated me to be strong, to be faithful, and stay in this movement. So I felt that actually Susan loved Iran more than any Iranian, and they call her the mother of Iran. Suffers so much, and I give her a little bit of hard time. But I really observed her life, that she loved our movement, she loved God. First time actually I could feel that God is love through Susan. And then 1980, we had revolution, Islamic revolution in Iran. And even that time she stood until the situation became very tough. Also, police kicked her out, the secret police from Iran. But she went to Turkey and she changed her name and passport and came back. So, she was really a role model for me, that she's so stubborn, and I felt that God is really working through her. She's so, strong and powerful. Anyway, she is my mentor, and thank you so much to Susan. Then we have, Susan left, and we were fundraising with 3 books, Father is Peace, Principle of Creation, and VOC book. And people were killing each other. It was terrible, bloody. But anyway, we were fundraising, and after that, we stopped. And then 1982, I escaped from Iran. I just tried to make it short and speak very fast. Escaped from Iran to go to Korea for blessing, but I stuck in the mountain between Iran and Turkey, the Ararat Mountain, for 6.5 months. And it was so many difficulties. It was war, it was cold, I was so many sicknesses, animals in the mountain. So at that time, many of you, God bless, but I was hiding myself from snow, from dangerous situation. But anyway, it's a long story. So I came to America by United Nations in 1985 as a refugee. And then I felt that, I came to America, I want to be same as father. We came to America not to be served, but served. They want to put me under welfare. I said no. And I really dedicated myself to our movement. And I felt that, Susan really loved my country, and this is my turn to love America. So after that, I fundraised for many years, and I promised God I don't want to make money for myself, for my family, and until I start my family. And then finally, Jim Gavin gave me this position to to be UPF leader in Los Angeles. And after that, Dr. Jenkins. This is another special person in my life. Really, Dr. Jenkins gave me so much courage, and he is really somebody that I never see that in our movement. Dr. Jenkins, everywhere we have some activities, he's there. He's in not just UPF, Washington Times, in Korea for World Summit, ACRC, everywhere. So Dr. Jenkins really good example of being faithful to God, to our true parents. And that was really encouraging me to be more stronger and praise me all the time. And I say always thank you. And I said thank you to you, Dr. Jenkins. So he's the second role model for me, and I'm really proud to work under him. And finally, Dr. Yong, he is my third role model. I can say that you really encouraged me to be more faithful. I listened to you many times, and I heard that, you said witnessing, and work from the top, from top leaders, so you can work through them. And, that's the best way to reach many, many people. So me and my wife, she's sitting next to me. Here is my wife. We work together. Scaling the Santa baby. Anyway, me and my wife become so united in UPF activities, and she is also amazing person in my life. And anyway, we start to witness people go to many interfaith and visiting many meetings, and we become so excited to invite top leaders to our UPF. And I make many dinners, UPF dinner in Pasadena House, our headquarters. And we see that people responding. It's amazing. I think the unity between me and my wife and Dr. Jenkins and faith that we have it, and we never complain. We do it all very happily and excited. This is really exciting to see that we have this opportunity in America. We have freedom. Everything is, I compare America with Iran because I went through so many tough situations and this situation. But I see this is a blessing in America, and I really regret that why I didn't do much more, about 47 years now I'm in the movement. Anyway, Dr. Yong came to Los Angeles. I was waiting for situation to offer my guests. I have so many guests to leadership. Sometimes Dr. Jenkins came and we have a good workshop. But last year, Dr. Yong came to Los Angeles, and I didn't have chance to actually bring my guests to him. We just get to know each other a little bit. We went to Holy Ground, and that was it. And then I was so sad, and I prayed, Dr. Yong, you should come back again. So finally last year, December of last year, Dr. Yong decided to come back to Los Angeles. So I talked to the Reverend Thompson. I said, Reverend Thompson, I want to have at least 1 hour or 2 hours of Dr. Yong for my guest. And they accepted. So I heard that Dr. Yong here, and then in 1 week, we have very short time, I called many of my guests, and finally came to the night that we make a decision for Dr. Yong, and I invited all of them, about 25 guests to Pasadena House, and Dr. Yong came down and sit on the table and said, wow, this is great. I didn't know this is like that. I said, Dr. Yong, this is not all of my guests. I actually feel bad, not so many. I said, no, you have so much potential here, And this whispering to my ear and said, I have to come back and teach the principal. I said, oh, that's great. I get more excited that he want to come back. I didn't actually believe that he's going to come back. He's just telling me, encouraging me. But actually, he decided to come back. He said, okay, when you want to come back? March of the, I said, oh my gosh, he's serious. So and then I was always thinking about Dr. Yong coming back. And then I pushed the Reverend Thompson. I said, can you find when Dr. Yong want to come back? And we waited, and finally Dr. Yong decided 25th of March, come back. And we have about months and one and a half months. And before that, actually, Dr. Yong in family union Christmas. He said, sit down next to me. He said, okay, sure. I was so happy and said, okay, I want to come back. How many people you want to bring? I said, about 30. He said, no, 50. I said, oh, okay, Dr. Yong. How about 51? So I challenged. He said, okay, that is even better. So I promised 51 guests, come. And then we say, oh my gosh, if Dr. Yong come here, I have to bring many guests, And then I felt about Dr. Jenkins also come along with Dr. Yong. And actually it happened. And then I called Kaylee. I have so many women in the, in my contact. So you should come. And she actually came. Anyway, we started to call people and send them without flyer invitation. And then finally people responded. And then it came to 30. I said, oh, that was my goal. Thanks God. And then the number went up and up and up. And it came to 51. And then I said, oh, that was what I promised. Thanks God. And then after that, I see that number going more up because many people call, they want to bring their friend and many new people are going to come. So the number was going up and on. And even though it was time of Ramadan, many of my Muslim guests couldn't come. And also Jewish couldn't come because it was till Saturday. Anyway, the number went up to 78 confirmation. And it's, we better to stop because Pasadena House is not that big because the other organization is supposed to also bring people. Anyway, we started and that was amazing. And I felt that Dr. Yong got so excited and inspired and he want to do this all over America. And actually, I didn't feel satisfied because after all, many of my guests, they couldn't make it. And I said, that's fine. Let's do it, whatever, it happened, whoever coming. So I feel this, the unity between me and my wife, Dr. Jenkins and Dr. Yong really established this foundation. And this happened really great. According to Dr. Yong, and many people came in the morning, some people afternoon. So the house was kind of packed, and people so excited. So I want to show some of the picture that I have. I have that tile. I can change the picture. So this is the pictures of registration. I have to go fast because I don't have so much time. I saw one of my Yobushi can share a little bit. My wife. So this is the registration. Let me go fast. Let me see. Okay. All right. This is me and my wife.
Mr. Zamrad, would you be able to share your screen?
Yes, I do it. It says now?
We don't see any images right now.
You see it?
No.
Oh my gosh. What? Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, share. I forgot. I'm too excited.
Do they see it?
Do you see it? Oh, put this share.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, you see it?
Okay, yes.
Okay,
if
so
you can
this is
wrap it up in
Rebecca.
maybe like a minute or two. That would be
Yeah, this is registration. This is my wife. I introduced to everybody that me and my wife, we are the UPF Executive Director in Southern California. I always stay together with my wife. So this is, yeah. And Rebecca Kalek sing and Eva Benson prayer. And then Dr. Yong, I introduced Dr. Yong, and Dr. Yong was so excited and gives such a beautiful speech and about true love, meaning of true love. And my guests were really touched by his speech. All of them, they were, I like this picture. This is Dr. Yong jumping up and down, so excited. Gosh. Really something special. I love to listen to Dr. Yong directly. And this is me and Dr. Yong next to each other. I'm so happy and proud to stay next to Dr. Yong. Dr. Yong also brought a couple and talked to both of them and said, say very loud that I love my object partner the name of spouse with all my heart, with 100 to 120%. And Joshua, our new leader in Los Angeles, was really wonderful. You know, he was watching everywhere, and he was careful, you know, nothing goes wrong, and he was really helping me. So I was MC. Joshua was also careful about everything else, organized so many things. This is sharing after listening to Dr. Yong. You know, we have sharing, and then this is Sheriff Balka behind the.
Nasa, we don't have much time. Could you make it short?
Yes, let's go. This is one of the big leaders, and Dr. Young, and these are all big leaders, and they give some speech. He's very involved with our UPF. He is going to go to Korea.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Oh.
Yes, he's the only one go to Korea from East Coast, West Coast. And this is Scientology members. We have very good relation with Scientology, and Dr. Jenkins gave the principle of creation and fall of man in half an hour. Wonderful speech, and everybody moved by his speech. Again, people discuss sharing about, and Kaylee. This is another pastor, and this girl is Iranian. She traveled all over the world with bicycle, climb the Everest mountain, and she really want to work with us. Anyway, these are the pictures. I go fast, like in Nishikawa. She is introducing American Indians. So we have all different kind of backgrounds. And
Mr. Zamrad,
yes.
I'm sorry to say, but yeah, I think we are at time now. It's really incredible, all the experiences and the preparation that you were able to make in preparing this. And of course, the unity between you and your wife, the fact that your wife is supporting you very much, that's a really beautiful story and teamwork that you have. Dr. Young, would you like to make a few comments?
Yeah, I think really we already heard about that. I think he's a wonderful brother. Nasa and Uli, they are really, really incredible. I respect them. I think we can do better job next time. Thank you so much, Nasa and Uli. 감사합니다.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much. And so, brothers and sisters, we're going to be taking some times to share within our breakouts now on Dr. Yong's message, as well as Mr. Zamrad's testimony. And so if you're prompted to join, please click join. And if you're unable to at this time, please write down your reflections. So let's go into our breakouts. Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I hope you had a wonderful time sharing your insights and takeaways. And I'd like to invite up one person to share with everybody. And that person is Mrs. Kyoko Bowman. So Kyoko-san, if you can please unmute and share.
Hi, thank you. Very simple.
Kyoko-san, your camera, I think you turned it off by accident. If you could turn
Okay.
it on.
Yes,
Beautiful.
sorry. That the children attracted to her mother like a magnet. That's a very beautiful statement. Because in my life, I notice my word, my action, the affecting my children a lot. So I come to more recognize about that. So that's maybe I can accomplish this goal in my lifetime. I'm very happy. Thank you.
Very simple, but very beautiful, very deep. Thank you. Hami is laughing. Yeah, I love my mother-in-law so much. I think Wonjin today absent. I don't know which guy, this guy. Okay, oh, I see. Okay, thank you so much, Kyoko-san.
Thank you so much, Kyoko-san, for that deep and beautiful sharing. And of course, brothers and sisters, don't fret because we always have opportunities to share our insights and takeaways with our neighbors, our family members, and our friends. Don't be afraid to invite someone to Morning Heart Devotion, whether it be through Zoom, Facebook, or YouTube. And we just want to inspire brothers and sisters all across the world more with Dr. Yong's guidance based on True Parents' words. And also we have transcripts and links to images available on edu.familyfed.org, courtesy of Dr. Kylie. So thank you so much, Dr. Kylie, for preparing this every single day without missing a single day. And also joyfully give from your heart. If you can turn your attention towards the chat, there's a link to the donation page, which will support this Morning Heart Devotion ministry, continuously keep going, and so that we can really fill this world with God's love and truth. And so with that, we'd like to receive our musical offering. And for today, you heard this brother MC for the past few days, but he missed us so much that he wanted to come back and offer music. So please help me welcome up our dear brother, Resfred Arthur, for the musical offering.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Yes, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also,
So
our Resfred, today is his birthday. His birthday, our Resfred. Wow, this guy is a really amazing guy. Okay, go ahead, please.
yeah, thank you, Dr. Yong. And yeah, today is my birthday, and today's my 25th birthday. So I just turned 25 today. And so if I was, if I lived to 100, this would be my quarter life, my quarter life. And so I'm feeling very grateful for so many things in my life today. Feeling really grateful for God, for true parents. And someone once said, when you go to church, you see so many different kinds of people in our movement. And that's the beauty of it, right? True parents brought the whole world together. And so feeling really grateful for our true parents. And of course, to you, Dr. Yong, every single morning. And for everyone else for being a part of this community and for everyone who has ever touched my life. So just thank you. And also, I feel really grateful for one person I'm really grateful for in my life is my mother, and she's right here with me. So she's right here with me. She's going to be moving the lyrics. And also, there is another person I'm really grateful for, and I believe the greatest gift in my life. Fell from heaven. I'd like to introduce you to her, who's going to be singing with me. Come on in. Anna.
Wow, my God.
So yeah, many of you may be wondering, yes, we are, Dr. Yong did matches some time ago. And so next week we will have our official commitment ceremony. But we felt today we'd officially announce it to the morning devotion community and offer a song together. The song we're going to be singing
You surprised us so much. Wow, congratulations, engagement. Whoa.
Yeah. I'm not sure you were surprised, Dr. Young, because it all started with you. But it's
morning
great to
devotion couples. Okay, many morning devotion couple. Wow.
Yes. So you've heard me sing a few times, but yeah, you've heard her sing many more times. She's much, much better than me. So I'm just really grateful to have her here sing this song. We're going to be singing Colors of the Wind, Colors of the Wind. And yeah, I'll put the lyrics right here. And I think we will get started.
Can you hear?
Can you hear me okay? Okay.
We cannot hear anything. What happened?
Rishra, you muted yourself.
Where's Fred?
Okay, so the sound is coming. It's back on. Okay, yeah, that's right. Her name is Hannah Bush.
Hi.
Hannah Bush. That's right. I've never mentioned. She sang a morning devotion several times, so I just assumed you all knew. But Hannah Bush is her name. And can you hear the soundtrack in the back? Soundtrack's okay. Okay. And OG, we're good? You're good. Okay. So that's what we'll do. We will get started now. People are joining the Zoom. You think you own whatever land you land on. The earth is just a dead thing you can claim. I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name.
You think the only people who are people are the people who look and think like you. But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew, you never knew. Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue-corn moon? Or asked the grinning bobcat why he grinned? Can you sing with all the voices of the mountains? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Come run the hidden pine trails of the forest. Come taste the sun-sweet berries of the earth. Come roll in all the riches all around you, and for once never wonder what they're worth.
The rainstorm and the river are my brothers. The heron and the otter are my friends. And we are all connected to each other in a circle, in a hoop that never ends.
Have you ever heard the wolf cry
To the blue corn moon, or let the eagle tell you where he's been.
Can you sing with all the voices of the mountains? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? How high does the sycamore grow? If you cut it down, then you'll never know. And you'll never hear the wolf cry
To the blue corn moon,
for whether we are white or copper skinned, we need to sing with all the voices
of the mountains.
We need to paint with all the colors of the wind. You can own the earth and still all you'll own is earth until you can paint with all the
perfect couple. Bravo. Congratulations once again. Also, congratulations your birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, Dr. Young, and thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Woo! Congratulations, Resfred and Hannah. We're truly happy, and we're all here to support you and ready to get behind you. So, yeah, whatever life that throws at you, we're ready. We'll always be here.
Dr. Yong did good job.
And they have beautiful, beautiful song too. Thank you so much. All right, and yes, to close out this morning heart devotion experience and prayer, I'd like to invite up Miss Junsung Bettino to offer the closing prayer. So Junsung, if you can please unmute and pray.
Oh, 정선, 다리, wow, 은영, my children, wow, 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 wow. All right. We cannot hear Jongsun.
Hannah's part of our team, so we're all freaking out. Okay, let's pray. Good morning, our dear most beloved Heavenly Parent and our most beloved true parents. God, thank you so much for this wonderful, amazing morning that we were able to spend together as a holy community receiving your word. And every morning, it's such an amazing, fresh breath of life and air to receive your guidance and your word directly from our Continental Director, Dr. Young. And he shared so much this morning about your heart, about True Parents' vision and how we can be able to grow ourselves and help make this world a better place, Heavenly Parent. And all we want is for our lives to be able to resemble your love so that we can really be able to alleviate your heart of pain and suffering. And when you look at us, Heavenly Parent, you can really claim and feel that you can call us your beloved sons and daughters, Heavenly Parent. And for thousands and thousands of years, you've never given up on us. And so we want to be able to reciprocate the same true love that you've given to us all of our life, to all of our ancestors, to the people living in this present day and age, and also to all of the precious sons and daughters of yours that will be born in the future. And Heavenly Parent, this morning was so exciting because we got to learn about our wonderful brother and sisters matched together, and it is just crazy. Heavenly Parent, they're both amazing people, and we really, as a Heavenly Parent holy community, we really pray for their future together as a couple. And Heavenly Parent, I know they have a lot of great things in store, so I pray that they can have a lot of support on their journey. And God, we're freaking out. We're excited. We're so grateful to just have this loving space and community to all be a part of. So I pray that everyone can have a wonderful day today, and that everyone can feel supported and loved, and we can just be able to radiate your love wherever we go, Heavenly Parent. Thank you so much from the bottom of our heart. We're so eternally grateful, and I'd like to report and offer this prayer in my name, Jungsun Bettino, daughter of the Bettino family, of Blessed Angel family. Aju.
Aju. Thank you, Jongsun, Eun-young, and Nori, Humi, Tariq, and the other Eun-young behind. Who is that?
That's Maki.
Oh, Maki. Okay, thank you, everyone. 감사합니다.
Thank you, Junsung, for that closing us out. And with that, brothers and sisters, thank you all for joining and making this morning heart devotion experience wonderful. Dr. Young, we love you so much. Man, you never fail to amaze us and bring us so much joy and make miracles such as bringing Resfred and Hannah together. That was really beautiful. Thank you.
Your spouse coming soon too.
Yes, in June. And yeah, so thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful, blessed, beautiful, and victorious day today. We'll see each other tomorrow.
Okay, have a nice day.
Bye, everyone.